Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. This video is about commanders, and I'm going to show you stuff, give you some information, which will be helpful to people who don't have experience with these commanders and understand exactly how much help they can make with your tank. Also, we never know who's going to be a first-time viewer of this type of video, so that'll be helpful. But the main star of this video is going to be the game I'm going to show you where I got my new record score for commander points in one game, which that will be quite excellent. And we're going to cover why the 38H is such a great commander building tank. So stick around. Leave a like if you would. That would help spread the word across YouTube, because this is the kind of video that every player needs to see. But hardly any players make. At least I haven't seen them. So to me, this is the key element. All great games essentially boil down to having a great commander in your tank. So let's get with the program and see where it goes. I don't know how long it lasts because I do these freeform without a script. So sometimes they go a little bit longer, half an hour or whatever. Now let's look at number one, the 38H. Now what you see obviously is the 38H tank here. This is a free tank, by the way. You can get this tank for free. If you don't know where to get it, you can get it from the Microsoft store or the Sony store and download the World of Tanks. All right, I might as well just show it to you. Whoops. That's a mistake. Okay. This is how I do it. We go to the black one. This is Joint Forces. You can tell this is the right one by scrolling down, and there's the 38H. This tank is free. All you have to do is go. It would say buy this, it's free, so it doesn't matter. The game's installed already. I don't want the Warships game. The Joint Forces here, 10 megabyte file. This will give you the 38H for free in your garage. You download it. The whole thing takes under 2 minutes. So we're good with that. That's how you get the 38H for free. It is a premium tank. Now let me show you. Premium tanks at the very bottom are going to show you things like these 4 items. Premium bonus, silver bonus. There is no silver bonus. What that 100 means is that that's the percentage of silver you make. You make 100%. You don't make any extra. Tank XP bonus, 170. That means you make 170% or 1.7 times the normal. Commander bonus, that's what you want. 150 means you're going to make time and a half, 1.5 times the regular. And this is where the money making occurs. So what I did here, when I'm in my garage for equipment, I hit on the Xbox controller a Y to get there, or a PlayStation, I hit a triangle. So this is it. This tank, this is not the only commander booster tank. This is the best commander booster tank, bar none. There are a few exceptions to this rule, and that is some people have talents that lend themselves to other tanks. So there are a handful of people that would use another tank that would be better for them. For the vast majority, like 99% of the people, this is the best tank because of many different reasons. Number one, the matches are short. That means you can do more Panzer 38H matches than any other commander booster tank, and it's not close. So that's really the thing that's great. It's a 50% bonus tank. There are 75% bonus tanks. The problem is those people are lucky to get 6 matches an hour. I didn't say 6 high-scoring matches. I said 6 matches. Some of those will be high-scoring. Some of those will not be. Panzer 38H, I get 8 to 12 high-scoring matches every hour. That's why you can't touch it. The numbers game just is in the favor of the 38H. Yeah, it's a slow tank, but the matches usually last 5 minutes or less. And that's just the way it is. This one, when you do the comparison, you're going to score. If you score, for myself, I'm ballparking at 1,000 plus almost every game. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a lot more. Like the game you're going to see is a lot more. So this is the key. The upward limit of scoring for the 38H is a nasty, nasty beast, and it's over 2,000. I've personally scored 2,500 in a game. Now, it's pretty rare, but it does happen. And this is where you really, really just nastily rake it in, like the game I'm going to show you. So, let's look at this commander. This is Bullseye. So, he's really cool. Now, what happened is that in this game, I got the 7th skill unlocked. So in the game, I was only using 6. And the last skill that I added this morning after I finished that game was the turret rotation. So let's look and see what we have on this guy. In the match, you're going to see I have. Now, this guy is a specific 3-star commander. It means he's a 30% bonus earner. So in a 3-star commander, I want the first thing to be quick learner. This is a 10% bonus. So he turns from a 30% commander into a 40% bonus commander. So the 130 means 130%, which means 1.3. We add 10% to that, which would make it 1.4 for the commander. And Slap-a-Fish did a video showing all the numbers. I don't do that video because it's boring, but it's correct. And the correct conclusion he reached was that you're going to get to the end faster if you use Quick Learner. But you're going to have to respec your guy when you get to the 8th slot or to the 9th slot. However you want to do it, it's up to you. And spend gold for that. If you don't want to spend the gold, don't use the Quick Learner and just go it the straight way. So tomato, tomato, it's chocolate or vanilla. Either one is great. Do whatever works for you. So for me, and it will vary from person to person, but I'm going to show you what I put on this guy. But it was different. This was not built 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. I had to correct a guy. Anyway, so we have Quick Reload. We have Born Leader. Now, Born Leader gives you crew skills. Tiny bits in multiple things. Reloading, aim, vision range, turret rotation. Anything you could think of, basically, it works here. Firefighting. It works on that as well. And it's crazy stuff. And you'll see this. I'll show you these numbers that will help you understand this. Also, accuracy during rotation. All right. Now, this next three, these are what I call the defensive skills. Fire prevention, armor angling, which takes minus 5% damage off of your tank, and pain tolerance, which makes your crew members 20% less likely to be KO'd. These are the three big defenders, and because the way the company has been cheating you with fire, well, damage always, and damage to your crew, these have become of paramount importance. Because none of this stuff was really necessary. Well, you would take this when you got it. Fire and crew damage was really unnecessary because it was behaving relatively normally. And then they were tired of people not having crew problems. They were tired of people not being cheated by fire, and they were tired of people not being cheated by crews being knocked out on the first shot when there's no way it would have hit your crew. So it's a cheat. I'm just telling you what it is. I don't care if you like it or you don't like it. The truth hurts sometimes. Your crew gets knocked out because they're cheating you. The guy hits you in the fender, you get a crewman knocked out. I'm like, there's no guy where the fender is, okay? That's the reality. It's a cheat. So this is an anti-cheat maneuver. Fire prevention, same story. You get hit in the fender, in places where there's no fire to be had, you'll get caught on fire. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. It doesn't matter. I'm telling you the way it is. Fire is a cheat and not normal, and they jacked it up artificially because it wasn't happening enough to cheat you. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So, armor angling gives you 5% off of damage, so that helps you. I have it in every tank that I have. Just that simple. And the last one that I added, but not for this game, was the turret rotation. 10% improvement. Now let's go look at some of these stats and I'll show you. All right, 38H. Here's where we can look. All right. Now you can see. All right, let's go down here. So on the far left, you see the gun turret. Turret rotation speed is 59.81. It's like 54 without the turret rotation added. But the faster your turret rotates, the sooner you can shoot guys. Always awesome. Accuracy during rotation is not a big deal for the 38H as a general rule. I killed a guy that was trying to do a circle of death on me in a T2 light by disengaging my auto lock and just free rotated, and he had no idea that my turret would actually out-rotate his tank speed. So I just aimed it 3-4 feet in advance of his tank, shot the bullet, and the tank moved into the bullet. So I crushed him in super quick fashion. I'm sure he was completely shocked. He had never seen that happen before. But that's because I combined skills. Turret rotation skill plus my own personal skill of knowing to shoot in front of his tank as he's spinning around me, because by the time the bullet leaves the barrel, etc., it'll hit him. It might be 2 feet in front. It's just a visual thing. All right. Now look on the center column. Reload time has been knocked down on this tank to 2 seconds flat. Also, your aim is up in here. Now, there's another thing you'll notice. The aim on this is .36, which is fine. For a 38H, even .38 is not a problem, because you don't move fast enough to where it makes a difference, and you're generally not firing at a far enough distance to make a difference. So, if you'll remember, I don't have steady aim on this guy yet. So 38H is a specific crew builder. The next time I get a skill, it will include two things. what I will do is I will add the steady aim, and I will respec it, putting all the things back, but removing the quick learner, and so I'll add an extra skill to the quick in place of quick learner, plus I'll have the steady aim. Extra skill I would have, it will probably be binoculars. It might be iron mace. It just depends on whatever tank I'm going to stick it in. So it just, whatever. But you get all kinds of benefits here. Now let's go look on our tank, as you see on the right hand side. Let's go back here. On the small square upper right hand corner, you're going to see, it also, the Born Leader also will affect camouflage. So the camouflage is improved because of it, as is my vision range, which is 402. Now, if I add a commander or a commander skill with the binoculars, the maximum view range of the 38H is 432. So this covers all these different things. Now let's go look again. Notice there's no, it's the one with the straight arrow. I'll show it to you right here. There it is right here. Steady aim. I don't have this on there. When I have steady aim on here, it will knock this down to about 0.32. It will make a huge difference. But a huge difference at a longer range. At the range the 38H fires, which is usually 300 or less, it doesn't really matter. It's plenty accurate enough. So this is something I'm telling you as an expert on the 38H, as a crew builder. I know that I can delay steady aim to the very end, so I can get more valuable crew skills that'll help me in combat until this tank reaches its, apex. Well, the commander will reach the apex where he can be in all kinds of things, like a Tiger tank, a Sherman tank, a sniper tank. It doesn't matter. Or Cold War tank can use all those as well. So I'm being invited to a party. Well, I'm not going to a party. That's just the way it is. I'm doing business. So this is the thing. But I had to point out that the steady aim will be coming the next installment for this guy getting a skill, because I don't need it on this guy. There's other tanks that have this as well. Some tanks need certain things more than others, and that's the key. I use the 38H and its strengths to build a commander in the most efficient order. Now, if you don't know my videos, then you're going to be, not perplexed, but I do things differently, because you want to get to the next level, you got to do stuff differently. If you copy everybody else, that might be great for them, but is that great for you? Who knows? I don't care what you do. It doesn't bother me. But I show you what I do and let you know why I'm doing it and how it's done. And if you want to do it, great. If you want to do it the method you saw somewhere else, go ahead. It doesn't matter to me. It matters to you. It's like a shoe. You have to wear the shoe. So I don't care what your shoe feels like to me. It doesn't matter. It only matters if it's comfortable to you. If it's comfortable, use it. And that's the thing. But I don't use Sixth Sense because it's unnecessary. I trained myself to where it's unnecessary. I know when I'm being targeted. You get the beep. I don't need a giant orange light that says, "Oh, you're being spotted." I just assume I'm always spotted. See how simple it works? And you hear the boop boop when you're being targeted. That's when it really matters. Again, this is just something that you train for, and it's just natural for me. It doesn't mean anything. So what I get is I get an extra skill slot that you don't get, because if you're using Sixth Sense and maybe you need that, I don't know. But as you become a more skilled player, you'll rely upon it less and less, but you got to start somewhere. Or not at all, it's up to you. I'm just letting you know I don't use Sixth Sense. It's unnecessary. So you're going to see the game that I just play. In fact, I'm going to show you. There's no Sixth Sense going on. I don't need it. It doesn't show up. Okay, now let's go to the actual tank. This is another one. I don't ever use enhanced targeting. It looks nice. It's great. But it doesn't give you extended view range like advanced optics. So I use advanced optics. If you like to use enhanced targeting because you like that to be able to see through there, and now one of my friends has inferior vision, he kind of needs it. It's like, dude, that's awesome. Again, it's chocolate or vanilla. Choose whatever is comfortable for you. There's some crazy guys that think they're just, well, they eat propaganda is what they do. And they're of the propaganda that you must have enhanced targeting. No, you don't. You choose what you want. Do you want enhanced targeting? Great. Do you want to use advanced optics? Great. See how it works? It's real simple. Use what you're used to using, but you might want to consider advanced optics when you see the value that it gives you. It gives you increased spotting range, and that's pretty huge when you're in a slow-moving dude like this. The 38H is the greatest training tank that I know of in this game, and I was not a fan of the 38H in the beginning. I thought, I hate tanks that are slow, and brother, it is slow. Low power, etc., etc. But what I learned as I was paying attention, as I was doing my commander building, and my commander building is awesome. And I'll show you how we can tell that it's awesome without any question. But the 38H taught me things that it teaches you how to do certain things, and it makes you play better as a result of being forced out of your comfort zone. I was out of my comfort zone in the 38H because it was slower than dirt. You know, it has a lot of limitations. It has really strong armor, which in the end is worth more than whatever inconveniences that I have and most players have. He who masters the 38H will be a stronger player than the guy who does not master the 38H like 99% of the time. Because it forces you to do many things that are super important to having good results. Okay? So this is the thing. It's a great tank. Now, it is a really boring tank when you're running matches by yourself. And we were doing a test the other day, myself and Wrong Way and somebody else. I think it was Bernie. We were running those. And we were talking about all this stuff and how it's super boring. I'll go, that's true, but if you're running a platoon, it's way better. He was like, yeah, that's true. It's way more fun. So 38H, super boring by yourself. For me, again, that could be the same for you or not. I will run 1 to 10 matches depending on what I need by myself. If I'm running with a platoon, I'll run as much as they want to run because I'm like, dude, I'm raking it in on these commanders. Okay? If you're having fun, you can run the stupidest tanks in the world and it's way better. Okay, so 38H, super boring by yourself, but very fun with a platoon and very helpful. So now we've covered, here's something I have to cover. I talked about Born Leader. Now, Born Leader is one of 3 items that do exactly the same thing. Item number 2 is this fan, the ventilation. And also item number 3 is the enhanced rations. These all act the same, and you'll notice that my commander has the Born Leader, my tank has the fan, and my tank also has the enhanced rations. I got the same item essentially 3 times, so there's 3 different applications that you're getting that help you. Now here's another one. The fire percentage of the 38H stock is 20%. I'm going to show you mine is 11.75, and I'm going to show you why that's the case. You see it on the upper left-hand corner. Internal fire chance, it says 11.75. That's because I get Born Leader, fan, and rations also drops the internal fire chance down just a little bit each. It goes from 20% to 12% when you put in the fire prevention. And then when you have those 3 items, you get 0.25% for each one of those items. So I get one of them for Born Leader. That would make it, it's actually less than 0.25%. The 3 of them combined give you 0.25% less. So I'm down to 11.75. This is the minimum you can get on fire prevention. So basically it drops it almost in half. It makes it, much less likely that you get burnt by fires in the 38H. All right, so now we've covered all of that stuff. Let me cover something else. This is my rule for frontline combat tanks. Gold repair. We have this for the effect of the crew. That speaks for itself. That's the rations. This is, I say, stock. Roll with gold first aid, and if you're not using first aid a lot, then you can consider doing this, and that is gas enhancement. Okay, now let me show you what happens in gas enhancement. When you enhance the gas, you're going to increase that turret rotation. You saw that was 59 degrees per second on turret rotation. Here it is, right there. It was 59. Now it's 65 plus. Turret rotation with the gas enhanced extra gas, jacks it up like a maniac. And it tells you right here. Enhanced fuel boost, plus 5% maximum speed, plus 10% turret rotation speed. And it's awesome. So this is something, again, chocolate and vanilla. Do you go with first aid, or do you go with this? It's personal choice. You're most safe with the first aid, but if you don't have a lot of first aid going on now, once I get this commander with the which I do have it here, I can make that choice a lot easier once I have pain tolerance, because this gives you like first aid junior. You're highly unlikely to lose a crewman. All right, so we got all this covered. Double check this again. Yeah, this is all the stock materials. You can't change. You need that anyway. So on my 38H, I go with speed. I like advanced optics. You can use enhanced targeting if you want. That's fine. It's up to you. To me, this is a no-brainer. You just jack up your crew performance with the fan. If you don't use a fan, you could use other things. But I'm going to tell you this for a fact. Every one of those is inferior, but certainly you could add a spall liner if you want. You could use advanced repair if you want. You could add a camo net if that floats your boat. This is worthless. And advanced gun laying drive is dumb. It speeds up your aim, but you don't need to, because you got to wait for that reload anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This one I think is ridiculous. And like I said, this is the chocolate or vanilla. You use either enhanced targeting or advanced optics, whatever floats your boat. If you're happiest with enhanced targeting, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. However, when you want to see further, you're going to need advanced optics. But again, as long as you know what's happening with the enhanced targeting, the enhanced targeting gives you 0 additional range of view. That's the key. So I don't want 0 range of view enhancement. I want advanced optics, because this one jacks it up like 10%, which in the end rolls out to about 40. It's about 40 meters extra. It's a huge difference for me, but whatever floats your boat. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do. Now you can do whatever you want, 60-40, regular to premium. I just use all premium. I don't care. I go to Cold War and make all the money back. So whoop-de-doo on that. Again, that's just me. But as long as you have high silver earning tanks, you can make all the money back. You're going to win more and win bigger. And you're going to see I use exclusively all premium. And I lose money every match in this tank, which is another reason I don't run gazillion tons of these matches. All right. Oh, yes, I was going to show you my commanders. Why do I say that my 38H commander building is awesome? Because it's objectively awesome, and I'm going to show it to you, and you're going to look at that and go, okay, that's awesome. All right. And this is not, I'm not blowing my own horn here. I'm showing you exactly everything I show you is something you can do yourself. That's the beauty of it. I'm not bragging, saying, oh, look at me, I'm so good I can do this, and you can't do it. You can do every bit of the things I've just showed you, and this is another one you can do. It just takes the time, and you got to think ahead. Commanders. All right, let's just go start over here. All right. Now, I've been playing this game for closing in on 10 years. So there's a time element that I have that, you guys generally don't have the same. Again, that's not relevant. It certainly, makes its presence shown here, but you can do the same stuff on a smaller scale. You've been playing for 6 months. You can still do everything I've showed you, but your stash will not be as big. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You really don't need that many commanders. You only need really, if you have to get by with 1 3-star commander, you can do it. It's a pain, but you can do it. You really, because you only play 1 guy at a time. You get 1 3-star commander, you put him in your 38H, you run the matches and run the matches and run the matches. You build up your guy, 4, 5, 6 skills, swap it off to another commander, and then take another commander and do the same thing. Or you can just take that 38H guy, and if you're smart about it, you use only premium tanks, and you can move that guy from premium to premium if you know how to do it. It takes a little bit of extra skill to do that. I guess I'll show you. Let me go back and show you this first. Okay, so here's what we got. This guy, when you look at this vehicle assignment, okay, this is important. This is what I call a black bar at the bottom of his face. It says unassigned. Black bar means he has no nation. He can go to any nation at any time. So what we're going to do, we're going to shove this neutral guy. Black bar means neutral commander. Neutral commander, I'm going to shove him in my 38H, and what it's going to do is it's going to bump out my bullseye. He'll be unassigned at that point, and he'll also revert back to this black bar status. Now, one of the things that happens is this. This guy here, let's go to the vehicle assignment. I put this guy in a tech tree tank, and he is now forever branded as an M3 Lee commander. I can never change this guy's nation without paying 60 gold for it. So guess what? I don't change nation with this guy. He's the 3-star commander I use in my tech tree tanks. The ones I'm telling you about with the 38H, that is a premium commander only. It only goes in premium tanks. so I can always turn him back. So let's take this Spartacus, vehicle assign this guy. Where's my, here we go, here, 38H right here. So I'm going to assign Spartacus to the 38H, and it's going to bump out like a toaster. That guy's going to pop out. I'm not taking I'm not taking Bullseye out of that tank. I'm shoving this guy in, and it forces him to be kicked out automatically, and that's the secret that gets him back to neutral. All right. Send back to the barracks and reaffiliate with his trained vehicle. He has no trained vehicle, so I'm good with that. So now we look at this. Shazam! Spartacus is in the 38H. Let's go look and see. Now, he doesn't show up in the garage because he's a two-dimensional commander. He's a postcard commander is what I call it. Let's go find Bullseye. To find him, we're just going to go look for... There he is right there. Bullseye. This is the dude that I was showing you. Remember, there's no steady aim on this guy. So now we look at his vehicle assignment. Whoops, sorry. We look at his vehicle assignment. He says it's none. So you see Bullseye here. He's got that black bar. He's neutral. He can go to any nation if I want to. I can shove him. Let's just do this. I'm not going to actually put him in a tank, but I am going to show you what it looks like when we stick him in a tank. And here, look, here's an American tank. We'll take this Ram. Let's go look at this. See, I can put this for free. Doesn't cost me 60 gold because I use the secret trick to make him neutral. Instead of German, he's neutral, and then he goes from German to neutral to American if I desire. I don't want to do it. I don't care. So I'm just not going to do it. But I'm just showing you this. I'm going to take this guy back. Watch, the same thing's going to happen to Spartacus. Where's Spartacus at? Let's find him. All right. Spartacus. There we go. There's Spartacus. You see him? 38H right here. But again, if we go to Commander, Vehicle Assignment, his trained vehicle is none. He's in Germany right now. We're going to make him neutral again. So let's go find, our buddy. And we'll just go to unassigned. Unassigned. Commander, return him back. Find the 38H. All right. Tier 2. German. 38H. Bingo. Assign him back. Once again, you'll notice this is free. Shazam. He's in the 38H. Germany. Guess what? You know who is unassigned, just like I told you. So these are guys. These guys that are unassigned have been either in no tanks or premiums only. If you make a mistake and shove a guy in the, not the Fury, but I shoved him in an M3 Lee, he's corrupted. This Hammer guy is the same guy as that other one. But notice, whoops, I shoved him in a Martyr 38T Sniper, so he's also corrupted. So these guys, this guy's German only, this guy's American only. I actually have another one of these guys. I'll show him to you. Where is he hiding? Because I got one for free, and I got another one for like 1,000 gold or 1,200 gold, whatever it was, dirt cheap. Where is that other fireman? There he is. He's in my Cold War. Now look, like an idiot, I've shoved him in a tech tree tank. You see that silver at the top and bottom of that tank flag? So this guy, FV-107, another tremendous one. My fireman commanders are stuck. They're all tech tree regular tanks. I cannot move them from nation to nation or whatever. It doesn't matter. I have a lot of them. Okay. Now let's go back to commanders right from the get-go. So using the techniques and everything that I showed you, I have built these commanders. Now I'm going to trim this down and make it faster. This is how many commanders I have with one skill. None. How many 2s do I have? None. How many 3s do I have? 3. So these guys are in the pipeline that when I remove the skills from that commander in the 38H, I'm going to swap these skills into that one. All right, so these guys are at the bottom of the barrel as far as commanders being trained up to like 5 skills. 4s, I got none. 5, I got a whole bunch of them. I've got 42 guys. All of these have 5 skills. You can see I'm not going through all of them. You're seeing as I scroll through the pages. 5 skills, 5 skills, 5 skills, 5 skills. It's ridiculous, all right? Because I do this a little bit every day. I don't sit there for 3 hours running 38H. I'd go insane. Okay? 6 skills. I got 33 guys with 6 skills. Really good stuff, as you can see. Again, these are all 6-skill commanders. This is what I do every day a little bit. Let's go 7s. 7s, I got 15 of these guys. Some of these are some butt kicker tanks too, like a 13 SS MBT 70. It's not butt kicker in my hands, it's butt kicker in somebody's hands. You know, Brownie, that guy can play some heavy tanks. I'm butt kicker at Holland, so that guy's got 7 skills. So it just all depends on your skills. Bandit, I do quite well in the Bandit. Makes me a lot of money. 8 skills. You can do this. It takes several months. You know, all you need is just, persistence. A little bit every day. So 22 of these guys, these are all 8-skill guys, are all in tanks. And again, some butt kickers. Well, that chariot is more for looks. There's my Killer Arnold commander. He's got 8 skills. He's a total butt kicker. All right. So you're seeing the drift. There's my boy, George S. Patton, an 8-skill butt kicker. He's a 3-star postcard commander, 2-dimensional. But he's awesome. So now let's go back to 9-skill commanders. These are the top dogs. These are my 9-skill commander. The 9th skill takes 1.5 million points to get. So that's why I only have 6 of them. I just don't kill myself to get it. But it's like, well, I got there. I'm like, this is Era 1 Cold War. My moneymaker, FV101. This is my Era 2 moneymaker, the Armadillo. This is my Martyr 38T, my main favorite sniper. I have General Rommel as my guy. This is my Panzer E100 sniper tank with a skin. Really an awesome tank. I don't play it, but it's awesome. It was a goof-off project over 9 years when I finally got it. Teethbreaker, Warcraft Commander, butt kicker. And T-41E1, to me, the number 1 ranked interceptor light tank. And all those things, it's like, well, you know what? These are so awesome, I have to have maximum dudes. So anyway, you can do all of that with your commanders. But what you have to do is be smart about it. Hey, if you can do it for 3 hours a day, whatever, to boost yourself up, to get there faster, that's awesome. Like I said, technically, all you need is 1 3-star commander, 1 38H. Do all your commander missions in that tank with that guy. And as you get them where they are, in fact, you know what? We can do this. Let's take this guy. No, I don't want to do this. He really needs to have, for the most part, he needs to have the steady aim. I was going to swap him out for one of the 3-star guys, just to give you an idea. But that's pretty basic stuff. It just costs 5,000 for a 7 commander guy. It's going to cost 35,000 silver to swap them. Whatever. So all you need is 1 3-star commander, 1 38H. Get your guy to however many skills you need. Maybe you need a 5. Maybe you need a 5-skill guy for a tank. Get him to 5. swap it out, and then start another one. Now, here's another secret, and this is a big secret. It makes things so obvious that you almost will wonder, well, geez, why didn't I think of that? It's because I thought of it. It took me, I don't know, over 9.5 years to figure it out. Okay, but here's a great example. Let's take this tier 10. This is a tier 10 Sheridan. All right,